I'm joined with Black AP of Above
Huzzah!
People's Expectations. Great to have you on, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Shoot,
shout out to Above People's Expectations, to Dylan,
man, that's
Trap King
family right
Kai,
there.
the whole crew. Um, so now that I got you on here, before I get into the questions, um, how's everything holding with you, man, with this pandemic and everything?
Shoot, everything's been mostly flowing, still the same. It's just missing out on shows. Trying to find an alternative for what we're doing for shows and live venues during this time. But I'm working on getting new music out, doing video shoots, and just filling in and gaining content to keep people engaged. But other than the pandemic, just trying to say one, this weather's been ridiculous.
Yeah, snow. We just had an ice storm several days
Yeah.
ago. And unfortunately for a lot of people, myself included, we still had to go out there and work. Corporate folks expecting their employees to weather the storm and get to work, while so many others had the luxury of staying home. Uh, but that's another topic for another time. But hopefully everybody made it through the storm okay, safely, obviously. Um, so let's get to the questions, man. How did you get into music? How did it start off for you?
Shoot, it's been. I've always loved music, so it was like it was gonna happen one way or another. It's like either I was gonna be in a band, be doing vocals, working on live sound or engineering, and that kind of helped dictate like my friends and stuff too in a way, where if they weren't playing like basketball or doing music, we most likely wasn't getting along. We weren't freestyling and roasting people, so it was just one of those things where naturally always having a bond to music where it just always had like good vibe with it. It was the energy behind sports, the energy behind doing homework and little tasks. So I've always loved music. There's no way that I wasn't gonna be involved.
So, who do you consider like influences in hip hop? Those that inspired you as an artist.
Outkast. Outkast has definitely been inspirational to where they showed that there was more possibilities on rap music, where the whole production of it was a whole production on being creative, whole production on the visual side, style, influence. Outkast proved that for me. Also Kanye West. So those are some major influences for myself as I started listening to music. The first people to have multi flows. The fact that there could be a group and there's still individual artists in that group. It was different for me. I was like, okay, I kind of get it. They were the first people to show that they could have an individual side and be individuals while being in a group and still helping the whole city of Atlanta become what it is, like musically, not what it is like, like but musically.
Everybody talks about Atlanta hip hop right now, and they're blowing up, obviously. But it was artists like them, Big Boy, Andre 3000, Goody Mob, and so many others in the
Yeah,
'90s
man.
that paved the way. And while people talk about Stankonia, go back to a Criminine, go back to Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Funky Music, which is a very long title for an album, by the way. But nonetheless, that was a dope album. Criminine, such a dope album. And those two, they just clicked. They just jailed. They knew what they were doing. They know what they brought to the game. They just brought something that we didn't get from the East Coast or to the West Coast. So I will always love Outkast for what they've done and what they mean to the rap game.
That's facts. Man, they were definitely a different breed. Still making stuff to this day. So I would still get an Andre feature. I still get a Big Boy feature. If I was blessed with one, I'm blessed. Right? That'd be the last track I gotta make. It's like, you stop rapping. My dreams came true as a rapper.
Oh yeah, anytime when you able to get an Andre 3000 feature on a song, like he's gonna knock it out the park. Like rapping, singing, both don't matter. He got you. You ain't gonna be disappointed with Andre or Big Boy. So that's dope, man. So you've had um, being able to adapt like so many local independent artists through this pandemic. Last year, you released a record called Blue Diamond. Um, I've got a chance to hear it. As a matter of fact, it was your guy Dylan that introduced me to that album last year. He told me to give it a listen. I said, sure. I heard it, man. It's fire. It's a dope record. And I definitely enjoyed it. If you haven't heard it, Blue Diamond by Blacx AP um, is available on all the platforms. So go check that out and support the homie. Um, so what do you have in so what do you have in store in 2021? Do you have any new music in the works?
I do. I do have new music. I'm currently sitting on two projects at the moment. One project, I gotta let the secrets go, but I got one collective project with Dylan McCluskey. So we got a Money Junkies project coming out. I want to say in 3 months. We'll be pushing for a 3 month time frame. Get that all together. It's already been recorded. We're just getting final touches on the mix. Album cover's already done, and we're about to start getting some new stuff going on that end. But also working on completing the transition to complete management of managing artists and working on development blueprints for local artists in the city of, well, mainly in the city of Louisville, because that's why I'm here. I'm able to mentor artists and have the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with them as they're moving forward in their music careers, to where when the time comes for Louisville to become, or Louisville or just the state of Kentucky to become a source of music, I would like for Kentucky artists to be able to stay home, to be able to work together, to build a brand with each other, no matter if it's musically or building their own businesses after music or whatever comes with that, learning these blueprints on how to take your personal self and creating a brand with that. So that's one thing I'm working on for this upcoming year, for this year, and following into 2022.
That's awesome, man. You're definitely staying proactive, given the circumstances that we are in. And I definitely hear that, you're managing your own artists as well, which I think this is cool, being like a mentor to the next crop of talent that artists that people need to keep an eye on, not just in Louisville, but in Kentucky in general. And I've always felt like Kentucky's had quite the engaging local scene, and Louisville is definitely leading the way in my opinion. I'm a Lexington guy, and I'm rooting for my Lexington people to strive and everything. But I see Louisville; they doing great things. They definitely um, leading the giving the foundation for their brand, for their artistry, and what they doing. So I think it's dope, just for Kentucky, just to strive and everything. So an artist like you definitely headed that right path. So I definitely look forward to seeing what you have in store next. So
So I know that I got a random question for you. I know this may be a random question,
yeah,
but like for the Lexington scene, how many recording studios are like in the city for that purpose as well? Do you think that would be like a thing that would help more Lexington artists in that area, or do you think like the market for recording studios are doing just fine? Is it just we need to work together as Kentucky to help individual artists, or could it be what tools do you think we need to help Lexington and Louisville come together to to link that bridge to where it happens simultaneously.
That is a good question. I definitely think it's just a matter of working together, being on the same page. Lexington has some talent there. They have a lot of artists that I think deserves a bigger platform, getting themselves heard, or at least more opportunities to showcase their music and everything. It's just a matter of just seeing the right people, and who's engaged in this youth. So I definitely feel like just the camaraderie would definitely work. There's some studios in Lexington. I don't know too many names at the top of my head, but there's some studios in Lexington. There's some artists out there that's hungry, that's ready to take that the next step or whatever. Just a matter of who to go to. And I feel like they could go to a person like you as far as maybe beyond the management, something like that. But that's just me.
As well, and then I also have a studio down here in Louisville. I'm at 400 recording as well, so it's like all in one package. It's like where I get like an inside scoop where it's a benefit for myself and the artist though, but I'm right in the studio. So as soon as they at the studio, I'm already there. So you got any questions? Just like you need to set up your BMI, your ASCAP, marking on getting masters. It's just like that's the part of like the music that I migrated most to is the business side. I don't know what it was about it, but I'd rather write split sheets and write rhymes sometimes.
Right, right. So for people that wants to follow you on social media, where can they go and learn and get in touch with Blacx AP? Where can they go?
Well, so there's a couple ways to get at me. Instagram and Twitter. Your mom's favorite Negro. Also, if you Google your mom's favorite Negro, I'll show up. You can find all contact information by Googling your mom's favorite Negro. So it's got to be true.
That is quite an interesting handle. That's quite a handle. So go follow Blacx AP on the handles. Go check out his music. His latest record, Blue Diamond, is out on all digital music platforms. Go support the homie. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Fev. Shout out to Trap King Kai. Shout out to everyone above people's expectations. And man, it was great chatting with you, bruh. Thank you so much for being on the show. Continued success. I look forward to see what you have in store in the coming months. And if your own artists want to be a part of this platform, I'll be more than happy to interview them too.
Of course, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. Stay black and man, let's get rich out here.
Yes, sir.
Everybody. Goodbye.